from Celluloid Dreams, an excellent father and son company that is doing amazing restorations and releases of, and they take their time and they're not throwing out a dozen titles a month. They're taking the time, they're doing it perfectly. Comes A Hyena in the Safe. This is not about a hyena in a safe, though a safe is involved. This is an extremely rare early giallo film from Italy from 1968, directed by, I'll pronounce it, I think, correctly, Cesare Canevari. I'll pronounce it incorrectly, Cesare Canevari. With Dimitri Nabokov, yes, related to the author of Lolita, Maria Luisa Geisberger, Ben Salvador, and many others. It is Italian with optional English subtitles. It is 137, so more or less, I say 4x3, 137, square on your TV, and that is how it was originally shot. They get into that in the extras. And it is fun and fascinating, and beyond everything else, this is gorgeous to look at. This is sumptuous. It uses locations that you really want to just crawl inside this movie and visit this location. It is very 1968. It is the mod world of 1968. It has a great soundtrack. This was a delight. Is it one of the greatest giallos ever? Of course not, but this is really cool. And if you love giallo like I love giallo and Italian thrillers and Italian cinema, especially of the 60s through like the early to mid 70s, you do not want to miss this one. So the basic story goes a little something like this. Not going to tell you the whole story. You have a woman, everybody gathers, a bunch of very diverse people at night. It almost feels like the beginning of House on Haunted Hill, actually. A bunch of diverse people gather at this gigantic, sprawling castle mansion estate where it becomes clear that they were all participants in a very large diamond heist to some degree. I don't know if they ever really get into what each person did, but they were all involved with this. And their benefactor, the mastermind, the person who they were all going there to meet is not there for some reason, but his girlfriend is. Everybody has a key that they've been given, a little skeleton key, and they all gather and they go out into it at night around this pool or pond, and up from the depths, like something in Danger Diabolic, this safe rises up, and each one of them has a key to collectively open the safe. But the problem is, one of the guy doesn't have his key. They think he does have his key, the rest of them, and that's where the 10 Little Indians starts. They start to think, why is he holding out on us? He has the key. Why doesn't he have the key? And why isn't our benefactor here? Is he alive? Is he dead? Why is he dead? Who are you, lady, who says you're his girlfriend? Did you kill him? Do you want to get all this stuff from us? It becomes this insane Knives Out, for a modern reference, backstabbing. Who will survive and what will be left of them? Who will be left? Every time somebody dies, we pick up that key. That's more for the rest of us to split. It's one of those. It's delicious. It is talky. It is all set in relatively one location, but the location is gorgeous. And it has it's that classic Euro cinema, Euro cine, Euro cult kind of thing that I love, is where the people are gorgeous, the cars are cool, the interiors are amazing, the exteriors are amazing, the lighting, the camera work, the editing, the soundtrack. It's like, if you know the movie Paranoia by Umberto Lenzi, there's a song in that goes, anytime. It sounds like a nice R&B soul song, but it plays repeatedly to the film, almost to the point of madness. Well, the score in this, and I'm saying this in a good way, I like that song. The score, I have the 45. The score in this film does that. It has a very repeating motif that almost sounds like Herb Alpert got together with Umberto Lenzi and they're like, we're going to drive him crazy with that TJB sound that plays throughout, which I love. You cannot not whistle that song for at least a day after you watch this film. And one by one, I'm not going to say more than this, one by one, a lot of backstabbing goes on. Some of it in very creative ways. This castle and grounds have very high-tech for the time, if not sci-fi high-tech for the time, surveillance and devices and things that set up to watch people and take care of people. And some people are taken care of in very creative and interesting ways. Almost feels a little Edgar Wallace-y in some ways too. And I really enjoyed this. Is it up there with Bird with the Crystal Plumage? No, but as a new discovery, this is fantastic. And I love that Celluloid Dreams is doing this. They're putting out definitive versions of giallo that some people have known, some BC tier giallo, and then discovering stuff that, like, apparently this movie had barely been released in theaters. There's no English dub on here because it never had been dubbed into English because it was never sold to the English-speaking market. It didn't really, I guess, have a video release until just a few years ago when a DVD came out in Italy. So this is the best version of this you'll see. It is loaded with extras, and I'm going to dig into all that stuff right now. And I just, especially the end. I'm not going to tell you what the end is, but there's a moment with the end, at the end, with one of the main characters where they go into, let's just say, a tizzy, and it's just like a psychedelic freak out. I'm a sucker for pretty colors and theremin and fuzz guitar and Herb Alpert sounding music, and this movie had all of that for me. So it really made me happy, you know. So extras on this. One featurette called Hybrid, 7 Guests for a Massacre. It's an interview with the director and one of the members of the production about, it's like the director talks in depth about his career. This is like 51 minutes, I believe. He talks in depth about his career and then in depth about the film. And then you get somebody who worked on the production at the location now, or when they shot these interviews, talking about what it was like to make this movie and the challenges they had in the release and all that. So that's really cool. Schrodinger's Diamonds, which is incorrectly listed as, on screen it says Schrodinger's Diamonds. On the menu it says Schrodinger's Cat. The Duplicitous Mystery of Hyena in the Safe. It's a 36-minute featurette, which is a visual essay by Andy Marshall Roberts. It starts off with a lot of generic B-roll, or to the degree where I'm thinking they could have used stills from the movie. This is just a lot of generic B-roll. But then they get into the movie proper, and it is nonstop stills and footage from the movie. So I rescind my comment about the B-roll. Keeping the B-roll community employed. Mysteries of, I'm probably going to mispronounce this, Villa Toplitz featurette, 7 minutes, location tour and history about this place that was a local landmark, a local place of note when they shot the film. It has since become like a public park and a university, for I believe, and you see a lot of footage now of people like wandering the grounds, and it's just cool. I always love location tours then and now, where you can see what it looked like in the movie and what has time and man done to a location over time. So it's really, and it's also very cool just to know, much like The Village, Portmeirion, and The Prisoner, if you're a big fan of that thing, you can go there. Much like the fountain in I believe it was Torino in Italy, where Argento shot Deep Red. You can go there. You can sit where they sat, and it's still pretty much exactly the same. This place still exists. So if you watch A Hyena in the Safe and you go to Italy at some point, you can go there. You can go to a lot of the spaces this film was shot, which is just very, very cool. There is an excellent, as always, commentary by Guido Henkel, who is the owner of the Celluloid Dreams, who gets into every little scrap of information you can want. And what I love about these, when Henkel does a commentary, is that it's about the history, it's about everybody who's in it, it's about the film's production and release, but it also digs into the restoration. And I'm a sucker for restoration details and the materials and what they had to work with and what they did to it and all that kind of stuff. So always love listening to his commentaries. There is a 15 image gallery, and there is the 4-minute original Italian trailer. Now, I'm going to show you the packaging, but I know if you buy this directly from Celluloid Dreams, a lot of times they come with replica lobby cards or posters or like really cool stuff. The versions I get for a review copy are basically just the discs and what's inside, which is fine by me because this is where it's at. So cover, you get basically the Italian poster art and info on the back there. And this is Region A and does have closed captioning. So you get, crack it open, you get that artwork again, a little insert. And what I love about Celluloid Dreams too, since their first release, there's a little insert that tells you about the restoration, which I'm a sucker for. And then on the back, they tell you what's coming soon. So they show you what they've previously released, which was Case of the Bloody Iris with Edwige Fenech, and Short Night of Glass Dolls, which was a bit of a crazy mindbender. And what is coming soon is Black Belly of the Tarantula. So I can't wait. As I say, I really love what they do in their releases. And then it's a reversible cover where basically you get the original Italian poster with the cover in Italian. So if you reverse that, you can be gazing upon Italian words and not English. So I recommend this. This is really cool. If you love giallo, if you love thrillers, if you love 10 Little Indians, Agatha Christie kind of style stuff, this is pretty much that. If you're, again, for the modern references, a Knives Out kind of thing, this is that. Available on Blu-ray from Celluloid Dreams. How did I forget that? I love them. Available on Blu-ray from Celluloid Dreams, A Hyena in the Safe, featuring no hyena, but a safe.